A lot of people have asked me since the moment I registered to vote why I chose Republican over Libertarian. Now, even though I'm a philosophical Libertarian, I think the philosophy and the Libertarian ideology, for the most part, is pretty accurate and pretty much should be the way we run government. I don't register for the Libertarian Party. Why, Samuel? Why wouldn't you register for the Libertarian Party? Because the Libertarian Party is a complete joke. The Libertarian Party is a complete joke. They're more focused and more worried on getting their smallest political quiz out there to more high schools and more areas than they are about their own candidates and their own running for office. You have one of the biggest people of the LNC going on national radio telling people to vote for Mitt Romney. You have Gary Johnson, a very obvious Republican, a warmongering Republican, winning the nomination for the Libertarian Party. And, you know, Gary Johnson was the governor of my state. He was a good guy, but he has the same foreign policy as Obama, which doesn't really click with libertarian ideals and what the party's supposed to be about, what sets you apart from Republicans. And that's another thing. The Libertarian Party isn't really its own party. The Libertarian Party is a retirement home for Republicans. Republicans who can't get elected again go to the Libertarian Party just to support ideologies. That's it. You know what? You got Gary Johnson, Bob Barr. I mean, when's the last time the Libertarian Party actually had some of its own damn candidates? The 80s? The 80s? I mean, it's amazing what the Libertarian Party has done. The things it has done, like, you know, get one of the first electoral votes for a woman for president. That's amazing. But since then, it's just fizzled out more and more and more. And I don't get the ideas of it either. Like, a lot of people in the Libertarian Party just want a third party to choose from. Now, let me tell you why the two-party system is good. The two-party system is good because it's a 50-50 vote. And both parties are centrist, for the most part. It's center-right, center-left. Well, Democrats just more center. Center-center, moderate. But both of them are centrist parties. That leaves just, you know, people on the outer fringe of it, the extremists and stuff, to try to turn it a different way. So both parties are centrist, pretty much neutral, both sides, Democrat, Republican. If we add a third party in there, whatever the third party leans to will just take away from the main party's vote. I mean, from the, you know, if the Libertarians became a relevant threat, the Republicans would always lose. And the Libertarians would always lose, and the Democrats would always win. That's what would happen. If the Green Party became a powerful third party, the Democrats would always lose, and the Republicans would always win. That's just how it is. And even if we did somehow get a three-way vote going, that's a third of the population controlling everybody. 33% of the population would be deciding the rules for everyone in that system. So it makes more sense for a two-party system. And the way voting works, it would eventually become a two-party system again anyways. So the Libertarians are fighting and fighting for a three-party system. But if the Libertarians did get enough power, either they would eventually just mold in with the Republicans again, or the Republicans would mold in with them. And then we'd have a two-party system, Democrat or Libertarian. So either way, you're going to have a two-party system, because that's how first past the post works. First past, whatever the hell it's called. The way our voting system works, there will always be two parties. It'll be just like the Whig Party and the Republican Party. The Republican Party broke off the Whig Party and eventually became powerful enough that everyone from the Whig Party moved over to the Republican Party. And the same thing will happen here. If Libertarian becomes almighty and powerful and more people are going to it, the Republicans will just shift over. And then you'll have two parties again. Or vice versa. The Libertarians would get frustrated and then we'll eventually go back to the Republicans. Like Ron Paul. The major problem with the Libertarian Party is that they don't even have confidence in themselves. They don't even try to get elected. They joke about losing. Like I said, you had the leader of the LNC going on radio saying to vote for Mitt Romney. You got, it's just absolutely insane to see how many times they say they're going to lose. They have no confidence. If you don't have confidence in yourself, how are you going to convince people to vote for you? That's just what I want to know. Why should, a teenager like me, well, not a teenager like me, because I'm not a teenager anymore, but, teenagers registering to vote, why should they choose the Libertarian Party when the Republican Party pretty much has almost all the same ideals, except for one or two here, and, it's a party, the more people that go into it of the same ideology, the more the ideology of the party will change. So you could choose the Libertarian Party, a party that's almost identical to the Republican Party, that the majority of it is former Republicans, and it looks and almost acts exactly the same as the Republican Party, or you could just register Republican, and your vote in the primary actually counts, and you actually get real delegates and real seats. What? The Libertarian Party has been around for, 40 years now? And you have one lower house, state house? That's it? That's the only elected office held by the Libertarian Party? The biggest third party can only hold one seat? I mean, it's hard to convince people to vote for your party. I mean, it would seem more practical just for all of you to switch over to the Republican Party and start changing ideals over there. That seems like it would even be a better idea than creating this new party. That for what reason? To lose? And people say, it gets the message out there and stuff, but losing elections doesn't get the message anywhere. And then electing, seriously, Gary Johnson's a Republican. He's a Republican. Look at his track record. He's not a libertarian. The only thing he's libertarian about is pot. So your libertarian ticket is our guy supports pot. That's it. That's one of the main reasons the Republicans treat him as a joke, because that's all he really had to say. I mean, even at the debates, Gary Johnson didn't really hold his own against other candidates. So I don't see how anyone wants, I don't see how anyone could take the Libertarian Party seriously. I mean, as much as I like the philosophy, and I agree a lot with it, there's certain parts of it I don't agree with, but for the most part, I agree 100% with it. Not 100% with it, but, I agree overwhelmingly majority with the libertarian philosophy. But the main parts that I do agree with are also shared by the Republican Party. And the Republican Party actually is organized, actually knows how to run elections, and actually can get people to win. And even if the Libertarians do win some seats, and if the Libertarian Party started growing, the Republicans or Democrats in those states would redistrict them out of existence. And thus the fault of the first past the post. Welcome to the two-party system. And even if you win, you'll be part of the two-party system. Samuel out.